Good evening. Welcome to Options Center. It is Sunday, 7/24/22. Welcome to the weekend edition here at Options Center. If you're brand new here, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Options Center logo, and subscribe. We have a lot of good information here for you. We're going to do ES on multiple time frames of the market here. So we're going to check it out and look at a few different indicators. And then don't forget to like the video. All right, here we go. ES on the monthly time frame. We had just ended a 5-wave series. We're trying to figure out what type of top we have here. Either way, we're breaking out of a consolidation zone. We have a breakdown candle, and we're possibly, it looks like a possible bear flag. We're in an inside month at this point, and perhaps we're going to retest this zone that we broke down from before actually heading down. We have some targets lower here, but notice that the 8 EMA for the monthly is headed down and crossing that 20 simple moving average, and we're continuing to the downside. I think the 50 would be the next target here, which also coincides with a 50% retracement from the COVID crash bottom. On the MACD, we had a crossover here, a bear crossover. We're kind of heading down. At any point, price likes to, in this with the indicator, likes to retest the moving average, which is the MACD blue line, likes to retest it to see, are we actually going to go up from here? Retest it, head back down, retest it, head back down. That's sort of the theme here. Basically it's a smooth way of doing lower highs and lower lows, to show you which way the movement of the market is. And in the long term, the market's definitely headed down. So we have the downtrend here as well, and we're actually going to draw our downtrend line finally here, and we're going to keep track of that on the monthly time frame. It takes a very long time for this to play out, and it looks like we're actually trying to cross above it here at this point. If we put it on correctly, and then we'll make it a dash line here. Sorry, this is a little bit of maintenance as we go, just to show the trend, where the trend's at. Okay. All right, and we're gonna go down to the weekly time frame. Checking out that weekly. Again, you see low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Same thing. We could be getting a lower high right here, right now, and start heading to the downside at this point. We also could have ended a series here, a 5-wave series. That's possible, and then we may be correcting. And on the lower time frame, you'll see it a little bit better, but maybe we go back to test this 4,200 area, where we think we might have perhaps a good chance at just retesting it before heading back down. We're still in the downtrend, even if we start breaking the trend. On a lot of the stocks, we actually broke out from their downtrend line. And, if I draw one here, I don't like to keep too many lines on the weekly charts, but you see how we're starting to break out. We're closing above that 8 EMA. It looks like it's getting a little bullish in a corrective terms, a little bit bullish right here. So we want to be careful not to get away from the fact that this may be correcting a little bit higher. Okay, and you saw this resistance here that we just couldn't break through. Well, we got to push above it, and we'll see if we hold that spot there. All right, trying to cross over on the MACD. We're looking at a possible bull cross there. If we do cross on that, we'll probably retest up here to the 0 line. And at that point, it sometimes peaks above it a little bit, or comes right to it and starts breaking down a little bit lower. But it's just resetting the indicators. Comes up, resets, heads back lower, and possibly makes a lower low, or makes a divergence, and then we continue higher at that point. Perhaps the correction would be over. That's in the weekly, so it's a long time away here, you guys. We're breaking this downtrend here on the RSI. That's a very important point here to watch. And that's why I think we might actually go a little bit higher from here. But if we go down to the daily, we could probably show you a little bit better of what's happening in the near term. And trend is our friend. We'll start off with the candles on the chart. I drew this trend line just a little bit different way. It's kind of like the benefit of the doubt trend line because we touched a couple times there. And did we, you can adjust these. Are we going to pop up just a little bit more? Possible. But if I adjust those, it still kind of looks the same, like they're both touching there. So maybe we came right up to the trend line and we need to come back a little bit of ways. So if you notice, we had our three-wave move here from the wedge and we broke down. So we played that breakdown. But what happened? It's actually a bigger part of a bigger three-wave move up. So, the market works in fragments. It's fragmental. It's got moves. If it's corrective moves, they're three waves. It's always done in three waves. Impulsive moves are done in five waves, like this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very impulsive. So this one, I think we continue to be in a corrective move. But do we, and this is one move in itself. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now, is that just the first part of another leg up? So this would be a 1, a bigger 2, and 3 higher. That is the possibility that we're looking at right now. From looking on the larger time frames, mainly the weekly, kind of gives us a situation where we have to look out for two situations. The two major situations would be this is a three-wave move up for correction, and we continue to move down. We break down from here, or this first part of the correction, A, break down to a B, probably like a 50% retracement, and then a C higher, which would be a breakout from this move in itself. So this is an entire move itself right here. We break out from this move, and we're probably gonna have a nice big correction, probably the biggest correction that we've seen yet, bigger than this one as well. So that would be sort of a 50% to 61 or 62% retracement. So if you go to the top, use your retracement tool from the very bottom. We're talking about a retracement anywhere from the 4200. You see that 4225 all the way up to we'll call it 42 to 4400 just to be very brief, but you see where those are right there. I'm just pointing at 4363. All right, so that would be that sort of correction there if this was a full correction from this first move. Now, if we're just done with this correction, that's it. That's it. Then we move lower. So that's how we're going to watch price action. We did play the reversal. We got a nice move there. And I doubt we're going to go a little bit higher from this point. It's possible, but I think this is already starting for the corrective move of the corrective move. So it's I know it gets confusing, but I think we have to at least at very minimum come down to this 38.86 area. But really, if we're using our retracement tool, we like to check out that 50% down to that 38.30 is possible. Down to the 37.86. So I think we're going to pull back to one of those spots. We can pull back further. Really, just to be real, we can pull back all the way to that 100% zone. We just can't go a point underneath. Okay. So this full zone, we just have to be careful. Watch price action. Watch the breadth of the market if you're day trading. But I think we have a nice few day swing here at least, and then we'll start to move higher at that point, or we just continue lower. We'll have to count the waves once we get to and we can start drawing this a little bit different. Once we get to let's start to make this more of a correction, probably like a bear flag type correction. We start to draw it as a channel, use that, and perhaps we come down, we have A, B, C, we come down to the channel bottom here. Maybe that coincides with the 50% retracement, and then we start to go higher for a bit larger A, B, and then C correction before we start heading back down. Okay, that's just something to watch there. It's an idea. It's not set in stone. We are going to do this day by day. Don't forget to hit that notification button if you want to receive my updates that we do pretty often, at minimum 2 to 3 times a week. I also have a Patreon where we will post our Elliott wave analysis. Now check this out. We're actually in the RSI starting to get to a point where we're retesting the triangle. And I don't want to say that's a breakout yet because it looks like we're testing it and we're coming back, and maybe we come back hard to the bottom here and we start to break out for a bigger breakout to the top or bottom, but we're really triangulating in this, and that's going to really affect what happens here. So if this move has ended, maybe we move back and start to break out from it. We'll notice when this breaks out to the upside or the downside for this triangle. But yeah, that's what we're thinking. We're thinking this correction may be done here to move lower, or this is just the beginning of it. We have an intermediate correction and then the finish. And let's just go down to the 65-minute. See if we can just notice anything else on here. I already drew the channel in the 65-minute. We broke out from this trend line here. Now it looks like we have some movement. Yeah, so after we have our move up, our 3-wave move up, 3-wave move down, and 5-wave move for an impulse ending there, like an ending diagonal. We broke down from that diagonal, and that's why I think we actually break down a little bit further. We do have the expected move here at 38.65. That's a possible location where we can start to see a little bit of support. We start breaking down from there. There's other supports as well, but this is a good spot to take a little bit of profit, because that would be the breakout zone that would be retesting and then start heading higher. All right. So I think that's about it. I think that's what we got. I'm watching out for bull scenarios. We will play either side. That's what we do as traders. We indicate we'll continue to the downside at minimum to this 38.65 target. We'll take off of our trades, and then using profits, we might just continue a runner to the downside just in case it keeps going. But then we'll notice to see if we have some sort of, and there's tons and tons of things going on with earnings, and that, that kind of goes with the aspect of us going further to the upside. If we start to break down here, and then we get to big tech earnings, and they are the market takes it as it's bullish, and we start to reverse from some of these spots here, then we might have a nice big impulsive 5-wave move up for a C wave, and that might be real fun to ride to the upside before we turn back negative for the bears. All right, so keep an eye out for these. I'll try to do a video coming up Monday and Tuesday as well, just to point you in the right direction. All right, thanks for joining us here at Options Center. You guys have a wonderful day.